Singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. Raindrops keep falling on we could do that all day long, couldn't we?
Yeah, there's all kinds of rain songs out there.
Yeah, that was a little B.J. Thomas for you. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Tom Barfield Show. Happy to have you with us as we kick off the final day of the week. I'm Tom. He's Lark. Good morning. How are you?
I am just wonderful. I'm not even soaked. I've been able to stay out of the rain so far pretty much.
We've had the rain, haven't we? Mother Nature has, and you know what? I was thinking about this last night. In July and August, boy, we are going to be thankful that we received this rain, that it's helped our lakes and reservoirs and all of that good stuff.
Well, the only problem is we're getting rain pretty much all day, but according to the Waco Weather Bureau, over the last 3 days, we've only gotten about 0.3 of an inch.
I'm not buying that.
Well,
Go look at my yard.
Nobody lives in the airport.
No, you're right. Where do they have that thing? Under a umbrella someplace? I don't know.
Maybe so, but that's what their rain gauge has indicated. That was about 7 o'clock this morning.
I'd like to know what one of the local television stations is reporting. Don't they also do that, the local TV guys?
I don't know if they do a 3-day deal. That's the only place I could.
I've had a third of an inch this morning. At my place, we were gathering 2 of everything.
Yeah, it's been a farmer's rain, what they call.
Soaking.
Very, very gentle.
Yeah.
And that doesn't wash away the topsoil.
Right. And I hate when topsoil gets washed away.
So do the farmers.
Yeah. So, all right. Hey, I got a good show for you today. Mark Pryor, he's the new volleyball coach at Midway High School. He's going to join us. He's leaving UMHB and headed to Hewitt, and we'll talk to him about that. Also, one of the good guys in Texas high school football, Terry Cron, is going to join us on the program. Terry has coached all over the place, including Bartlett and Mart and Commerce and Mansfield, Timberview, and some other places. Played college football over in New Mexico, and he's going to be inducted a week from tomorrow into the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. So we'll visit with Terry about that and all kinds of things. I know that his family tree, look, he's got kiddos that are now in the coaching profession, son and a daughter. And so we'll talk to Terry coming up a little later on in the program. We're going to go over all the baseball and softball that we know about. We've had some games, obviously, because of Mother Nature that have been moved. Some got played last night, some didn't. There's a lot of moving parts, isn't there, Lark? A lot of moving parts.
A whole lot of moving parts, and they continue to move as we speak, probably.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, today's show, as always, is presented by Toll King. Gary Hoffman and his team, locally owned and family-run business, Toll King, providing 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. How big is that? You know what? Your car dies, batteries, I don't know, and you need to tow. The last thing you want is some guy out there that doesn't take care of your property, your equipment, and next thing you know, you've got more damage than what you began with. That's not going to happen with the professionals at Toll King. Again, they provide 24-hour roadside assistance. Check them out. You can check them out on Facebook, but you can also give them a call and talk to Gary Hoffman and his team. It's 254-666 5484 254-666-5484. All right, we've already got one notification. Baylor baseball scheduled to open a 3-game series tonight with the Texas Tech Red Raiders in town. And that game, game 1 tonight, has been moved to tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a doubleheader with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They'll play game 1 at 2 o'clock. And then immediately, about 45 minutes or so, kind of get the field reconditioned and let guys get off their feet for a minute and get a drink and a snack or whatever, and then they'll go at it again. So I'm guessing 2 o'clock, and then maybe around 5:30 is probably a fair guess for that second game, and then the Sunday game will remain at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So there you go. Lark, what else is going on in the wide world of sports that you got over there that we need to touch base on? The Houston Astros won and the Houston Astros lost.
Yeah, they did split.
Boy, is that not exactly how their season goes?
Pretty much, yeah. They had a game postponed due to rain on Wednesday. So they played a doubleheader in Baltimore yesterday. The Birds won the first game 10-3. The Stros in the nightcap 11-5. Rangers had the day off. The Rangers today start a series in Detroit, a team that I think will be in the World Series this year. I could be wrong, but that's who my pick was to get into the World Series to play the Dodgers is the Detroit Tigers. We'll see if that happens. Houston starts a series in Boston tonight this weekend. You mentioned Baylor and Tech playing this weekend in college baseball. Also in the Big 12, you got TCU visiting Oklahoma State, and you also have Cincinnati playing the Houston Cougars. SEC baseball, Texas Longhorns, they're at home against Mississippi State. The Aggies are also at home. They're taking on Auburn. There was a Big 12 softball yesterday.
Why?
Because they play Thursday, Friday, Saturday instead of Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Not normally.
Well, that's what they're doing this week.
Okay. So I was curious why. I mean, why was Baylor in Lubbock last night?
Well, they were in Lubbock last night and lost 5-3. SEC softball, Arkansas beat Texas 2-0. A&M at home against Oklahoma was postponed due to all this rain we have.
I watched the tail end of that Arkansas Texas game. It was on one of the ESPN 35 or something. I don't know. They got, there's 9 million of them. But
on the Ocho?
Yeah, exactly. It was on one of those ESPN deals. You know what else I watched?
What do you watch?
With distraught. I was distraught at the end of the night.
Yeah, that was.
I watched the Stars lose to Minnesota.
Yes, that series is over.
It is, and here's the deal. They take, in the second period, it's 1-1. Stars score, go up 2-1, and immediately cough up the lead with Minnesota, with Minnesota scoring almost within a minute or so to tie it up at 2-2, and then they went on and won it. And of course, it was like 5-2 or something. They scored 2 empty netters at the very end. I thought the Stars went a little early on the when they pulled the goalie.
Right.
They pulled the goalie with about 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Don't they and I don't know enough about it, but don't they normally do that with like a minute and a half?
Hey, it's all up to the coach, as I suspect.
Well, he pulls the goalie at about 3.5, and then there's a problem. So they got beat.
5-2 was the final. So the hockey season over for the Dallas Stars.
Now,
It used to be the Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah, but what are they now? The Wild? Yeah, they're the Wild, I think. Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, that place was rocking because I think it was the first time they've advanced in the playoffs since 2015. It's been a minute.
Probably since the Stars left.
Yeah, probably. But it's been a minute. So there you go. All right.
We got junior college baseball coming up this weekend, weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
This is the final week of the regular season for the teams in Region 5. McLennan hosting Cisco for a doubleheader Saturday. Hill is at home against Grayson for a doubleheader. Temple is on the road at Weatherford. Temple needs 2 wins if they're going to make it to the postseason.
Let's go, Craig.
And they also need Hill to maybe lose a game because they do not have the tiebreaker with Hill. Now,
so they're all fighting for that number 4 spot?
Second to 4 is being fought for.
Okay.
McLennan can get second if they sweep Cisco and Weatherford loses 1 game. So Temple can help themselves and help McLennan by winning at least 1.
All right.
So
James Leverton and Craig McMurtry get in a room and get it worked out.
There you go.
All right.
But that's what's happening in junior college baseball, junior college softball. Temple at home against Weatherford. Temple's probably going to win the conference there. McLennan is on the road at Cisco, and Hill is at Grayson. That's kind of what's going on that side of the ledger. We'll talk about high school baseball and softball later on.
A lot of high school baseball and softball to talk about coming up a little later on. All right, we are brought to you in part by JK Roofing. Check them out at jkroofs.com, whether it's a traditional shingle roof or a metal roof. They can do a new install. They can do repairs. And they can certainly come out and give you an estimate, or they can come out and walk through. And you may not be sure if you need a new roof. How do you know? I mean, I'm not a roof expert. I don't know. I mean, they tell you 20 years, right? I mean, I how do I know? So just call Jace and Katie Embry, and they'll come out and they'll go, yeah, you need a new roof, or no, you got a couple more years, or, whatever the case may be, they'll give you an estimate there. And so you can check them out. Here's the phone number, 254-744-2211, 254-744-2211. It's jkroofs.com.
When disaster strikes, you need a team you can trust. At Benchmark, we specialize in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. With over 30 years of experience, our experts provide forensic architecture, engineering, and environmental consulting to ensure every project is handled with precision and care. From damage assessment to full reconstruction, Benchmark delivers technical expertise and an unmatched client experience every step of the way. Visit benchmarkc3.com to learn more.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
Looking for insurance that truly fits your life? At Barfield Show Insurance Group, we make it simple. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, we represent a wide range of top-rated companies, so you get the coverage you need at the price you'll love. Our mission? Delivering the highest quality protection at the lowest possible cost without cutting corners. Call Barfield Show Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Barfield Show Insurance Group, coverage you can count on at a price you deserve.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check him out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
All right, we are back, and this is the Friday edition of the program. Glad to have you with us. I'm Tom. Lark's over there, twisting the knobs, flipping the buttons, and getting everything set up. And we're going to visit with the new head coach of the Midway Panther volleyball team, and we say good morning to Mark Pryor. Coach, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing terrific. Hey, we appreciate your time. Let's just kind of walk through this. Kind of tell me how this unfolded. You were at UMHB, and the next thing I know, you're on your way to Midway High School.
I have been doing the college thing for close to 30 years, and it was one of those that, we started a beach program as well at UMHB. So what that meant was I was never out of season. So I've got indoor season in the fall, beach season in the spring. Recruiting is a year-round thing, as any coach knows. And it was just kind of one of those things I really was like, I don't know if there's something else, if there's kind of an off-ramp to collegiate coaching. Wanted to look at some options to where, and as a college coach, if you change jobs, you're moving your family. And that's not something I was interested in. So when the job opened up, I really, I got contacted by someone who actually has a grandchild that is involved with the program at Midway. And I've just known them for years, and said you should apply, had somebody reach out, and it just kind of fell into place. It was really just really lucky on my part. I think it's a really good program. It's a great job. And I'm just kind of shocked how it all happened so fast.
Talk a little bit about the challenges, the different challenges between the collegiate level and the high school level.
Well, the biggest positive is I think everyone knows collegiate athletics has kind of lost its marbles a little bit. It's no longer about building a culture long term. It's about year to year with transfers and this and that. I think that a positive that has really intrigued me with the high school setting is being able to watch these kids go from both middle schools to the freshman JV varsity program and kind of watching them kind of grow up and go through. That's really going to be, I think, the most enjoyable part of it. Now, the one thing I'll tell you is, you've got a lot of kids that Midway's got great programs. They've got great UIL programs, great athletic programs. It's going to be how you can kind of have those kids do both and instead of having them choose either or. And being able to kind of maybe juggle all those things when they've got, football's got a kid that's in, they're in UIL one act play. They're going to state for the first time this year. So juggling things like that. You're going to have, volleyball's got a kid that is going to be at the regional high jump meet this weekend. So there's a lot of that goes on. Just I think from a logistics standpoint, that's going to be different for me just because I'm used to, hey, I need 3 really big athletic kids. Well, I've got a year to find them. Well, now, I'll go to the middle school and go, okay, who's coming up? Who have we got? How do we figure this out? So that's going to be a little different for me, but it's going to be an exciting challenge.
It will be. I mean, and that's always been a challenge, hasn't it, Mark, at the high school level, is the sharing of athletes?
Mm-hmm. It is. And it's one of those things that, I think as long as coaches as long as we're keeping the kids' best interest in mind, because, 99% of these kids are not going to go on. They need to be able to enjoy it. They need to have a great experience. And that experience needs to be not just varsity, but freshman, JV, all the way through. And if they have that, then, that just, that's kind of what high school should be. They should have fond memories of that, of not feeling like they have to choose between one or the other. And they can really just take advantage of as much as they can because, once they're out of high school, well, life's going to start getting a little more real for them. And that's not near as fun. I think we all know that.
Mark, you've been at a D3, you've been at a mid-major, you've been at a Power 4 at Baylor. What are the challenges there? Are they different? Is coaching, I guess is what I'm asking, or are there different challenges at those different levels?
Well, I think the other day we did a fitness test that I just kind of wanted to see that I've given out at mid-major, D2, D3, D1. Well, those standards are going to be different. And so I told the kids, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to put a parameter on this yet because I need to see where we are. I'm like, that would be very arrogant of me to say we've got to do it under this time. So I think it's going to be figuring out what's going to be a standard that is going to be, what's going to be a standard that's going to be appropriate for attempting to be an elite, not just a good, but an elite 6A program. And, kind of going through that. I think coaching is coaching, it's teaching. And it's going to be being organizational, having really good logistics. So from a travel standpoint, making the travel as easy as possible on the kids so they can play as well as they can. If you want to be a good coach, you've got to be organized, number one. So much that goes on behind the scenes that the kids never see. It's that minutia. We all have paperwork that we don't want to do with our jobs, but if we don't do that, well, things aren't going to run well. They only kind of see that tip of the iceberg to where all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes to prepare, to make sure that they're in the best position possible. That's the stuff that translates. It doesn't matter the level.
Talking with Mark Pryor, the new head volleyball coach at Midway High School. You mentioned being an elite program. I know you've hit the ground running, and it's been a whirlwind for you. But have you had a chance to just kind of look at your district and kind of maneuver through your district and see what kind of competitiveness you're going to see in your district?
I think I do think Lake Belton's getting better. They have the potential to be pretty solid. Similar type of school. They're younger, but they are trending. So I think long term, I think Lake is going to be a pretty good competitor for us. I think it's going to make us better. Cove is going to be kind of a year-to-year deal. I think that they're gonna, they could present some problems. I think Bryan has the potential to do some things. I think those three are probably going to be, the ones that we've got to be, I don't want to say wary of, but you've got to pay more attention. And as soon as I say that, the other three are going to be great just as well. But I think the biggest thing, the program has had success. The biggest thing is we've got to make sure that we're thinking a little bigger than district. We've got to make sure that we're thinking, okay, how do we prepare to play really, really well once November gets here? And with everybody that, with a number of teams that go to the playoffs, November matters. And we're going to try to train so that way November matters. I think that, I think that for us, we've got to work on the goal of getting past some of those Metroplex teams. And to do that, we're going to have to not only play very well in the district, but we're going to have some very specific goals of every team that we play. What are we holding them to hitting percentage wise? What's our ace to error ratio? Things like that. And I think if we do that, to give our kids very strict guidelines of what to look for, I think they become more students of the game, and I think we might get a little better buy-in.
Mark, I think you just created your workout T-shirt, your training T-shirt. November matters. I like it.
Well, and that's kind of we've really used that almost wherever we've been. With the beach program at UMHB, it was April matters. Guys, that's when the national tournament is. Like everything else, let's build up to it. But I think for the indoor program, I do think that in the high school season, if anyone doesn't know about the high school season for volleyball, it is just absolute insanity. We'll have tryouts for a couple days, like 2 practices, and then it's like 12,000 matches over the month of August. I feel like it's Allen Iverson when everyone's, hey, when are we going to train? And he's like, practice? We talking about practice? There's no practice, So with those 3 first big massive weekends to where the varsity team's on the road and they're playing multiple teams, they're playing very, very elite teams. Like that to me is more about, all right, let's do a little baptism by fire and let's really see exactly what we're good at, what our growth edges are. And then that's going to give us September and almost all of October to really, really figure out what do we got to do when we see these teams again to not only be better, but to cause them more trouble than we're causing ourselves.
August.
And so,
I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, it's just kind of August with those 3 big tournaments, and I don't know. I don't know how the UIL ended up thinking that this was a great idea for these students because they are gone a lot, and they are gone a lot from school, and most of the kids that we've had conversations with, these are very bright, high GPA, high class ranked kids. And, taking them out of school early on, I don't know that's the best benefit of the student athlete welfare, but it's the schedule we've got. So we got to play it. So we got to figure it out.
And the schedule, correct me if I'm wrong, the schedule allowed you to play all these tournaments, all these different matches in August. And most of the, for the longest, the kids were not in school, but now the new calendar has kids starting school much earlier in August. And so it does kind of create some issues early in the school year.
You know, it was one of the first things that, even during the interview process, we talked about. And I said, well, don't be surprised if, you know, for the first few weeks, we'll practice after school. But if there's a couple days during the period, these kids have got study hall. And everyone's eyes got wide open. And I'm like, they're here to be students first. I'm like, you know, there's a reason that the indoor team and the beach team at UMHB had the highest GPAs on campus. Like, you got to get a job after you're done playing. So let's make sure we're doing the right things here and keeping things in perspective. So I do think that with that schedule, it is going to be, for me, there's going to be a learning curve as far as how do we balance wanting to train, giving the kids the best opportunity, making sure they're doing well academically. And then just from a load management standpoint, you know, you can't jump 400 times a day for, 5 days out of the week and not expect your body, not expect that little 16-year-old kid to be walking around like my Nana, I mean, she's going to be hurt. So, and that's where us as a staff, it's going to be really important to kind of go, hey, what is in the best overall interest of the student athlete here? What is going to give them the most joy, keep them the healthiest? So that way, when they get to November, their bodies aren't beaten down. Already had great conversations with Tedford, our strength coach, about what we want to do. He's done a great job. Really impressed with him about really working on building toward November. So that way, it just gives us the best chance possible. Because once you hit November, hey, it's one and done. And that's what makes athletics great. It's like, hey, can we be better on that day? We're not better people. We're not a better team. Are we just going to perform better that day? And if we do, great. And if not, well, that's going to stink. But that's just kind of how it works.
How do you approach, or do you even approach the relationship between school and club?
It's one of those things. I've already had a couple clubs that have wanted to kind of get in and talk to the kids. And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that. This is an educational institution. You're not going to come in and market. Like, we're not doing that. I do know that for our sports, we are one of the sports to where if the ball stops, you lose. So you've got to have massive touches, massive repetition. One of the things that I like to do is I like to make sure that I know exactly once that high school season ends and once this club season starts, for those kids that are on those major travel teams that are playing 3 days over a weekend, when they get back on Monday, they're not jumping. They're probably in the training room going, hey, let's do we're doing some prehab. We are just making sure that their body is good to go because they're getting the touches. I think it's got to be collaborative, but I think a lot of those clubs, they'll push and they'll push and they'll push. But I do think that there has been a good amount of pushback from high school coaches going, something, I'm around these kids 5 days a week. You've got them twice. Like, here's what we need for this kid. Here's what we can do. I see the positives to it. I also see that, and this, youth sports culture has kind of become very, very corporate.
Very much.
There's a lot of money in it. And I think that if it's not really discussed and if it's not talked about to parents the right way, it's difficult. I mean, I get it. My son played select baseball for 1 year and I was like, this is brutal. We're not doing this again, And then he was like, Dad, I'd rather be in a tree stand or I'd rather be fishing. And I'm like, done. We can do that. My youngest son, he's involved with USA weightlifting and they're, trying to get him to travel here. And I'm like, just to lift? Like, what are we doing? So I do think that really having those discussions with parents and especially maybe with the experience that I have to let them know, here's what's in the best interest of your child. We all know you love your children. We all know you want to provide them everything possible. But just kind of having maybe a little more mindful discussion of maybe what's best for the kid overall, what's best for their health, what's best for their development. There's so many kids now, whether it's baseball, volleyball, basketball, they're focusing on one thing so much. you're noticing tons of repetitive use injuries because they're doing the same skill over and over and over again. Where the kids that are doing multiple sports, those kids are actually staying healthier. And a lot of studies on it. So it's been really intriguing to see that, just to go, okay, then maybe we had it right in the 80s when as soon as one sport ended, you started the next one. And that sport ended, you went on to the next one. So, that's me just kind of wearing my old man tinfoil hat, but that's kind of where we are.
Stay off my lawn, right? Hey, Coach, thanks.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time. I wish you the best of luck, and thanks for spending time with us today.
All right, y'all have a great day.
See you later. That's Mark Pryor. Hey, that was refreshing, wasn't it, Lark? That was good stuff.
Absolutely.
Mark Pryor is the new head volleyball coach at Midway High School, leaving the University of Mary Hardin Baylor and headed up, 30 minutes up the road from Belton to Waco to become the new head volleyball coach at Midway High School. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, I cannot wait to have this conversation. We're going to visit with Terry Cron. He's going into the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame, and well-deserving. And he's gonna be inducted next Saturday night at the Herd Center. And we'll visit with Coach Cron coming up in just a couple of minutes. We are brought to you this morning in part by Barfield Show Insurance Group, home, life, business insurance, high-quality insurance, lowest possible price. You can get a quote today from Barfield Show Insurance by calling 469-579-4982, 469-579-4982. Over 60 years of experience. It's Barfield Show Insurance.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org. Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatments, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
All right, you're back with us as we roll along here on a Friday. As we mentioned before the break, coming up next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, it's the annual Texas High School Football Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. It's going to take place at the Hurt Center. Great seats still available. I always like saying that. One of the inductees going into the hall is a guy I just absolutely adore. It's the head football coach of Bartlett, Commerce, Mart, and others. And we say good morning to Coach Terry Cron. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Hey, my friend. Good to see you.
Absolutely. How are things going for the Cron family?
Well, we're doing fine. We're getting to enjoy watching our daughter coach at Burleson Centennial, and our son coaches at Gainesville State School. And my daughter's oldest son is just hired at Burleson High School in football.
So it's a family tree, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And my daughter's youngest son is a junior and was the MVP for the Centennial Spartans in basketball. So we get to enjoy lots of sports, even though I'm retired.
Coach, talk a little bit about, well, let's begin with your journey. You started out playing college football in New Mexico, right?
Yes, at Eastern New Mexico University. And that's where I met my wonderful wife, Leslie.
How did you get back to Texas?
Well, I grew up in Texas most of my younger years, and I always knew Texas football was the best in the country. And I was so close there in Eastern New Mexico. And I had relatives in Texas and would visit with them and spend a lot of time with them. I just loved Texas so much, and I knew that's where I wanted to go.
Visiting with Terry Cron. Coach, what was it like when you got the call that you were going to go into the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame?
I didn't expect it, and got a call from none other than Quan Cosby, who I coached at Mart, and he asked the committee if he could be the one to call me and tell me. And that was really delightful and a blessing to hear it coming from Quan.
Well, just to let you know, we're going to have Quan on next week and talk a little bit about that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So how much I'm amazed at when I stop and think about it. Bartlett, Mart, Commerce. That's an amazing feat. And you had different philosophies, different staff. I mean, it was really, it's an intriguing story, isn't it? I mean, I know it's you, but it really truly is intriguing that you're able to accomplish those feats at 3 different schools, 3 different levels. I mean, it really is an amazing accomplishment.
Well, I appreciate the comments, but it is something else to add. I had 3 different staffs. I didn't have one coach from one school going to the other one. They had the positions filled, and so I had to get my philosophy and what I wanted to do to 3 different staffs, and that even makes it, to me, more amazing. And I just love my assistant coaches and told them what I wanted to accomplish, and they got to work and did it. And I'm just so blessed to have coached such great athletes. You got to have great athletes if you're going to win it all. And I had that, and I had a great coaching staff at each one of those 3 schools.
Terry, what was it like coaching the coaches, so to speak? I mean, you had to coach the coaches before they could coach the kids. So what was that journey like for you?
Well, I was fortunate enough to come in other than Bartlett. Bartlett, I was hired late. The coach that was there left and went to a bigger school, and I'm sure more money. But I came in right before school started. I think I was hired in 1st of August. And
wow.
So the staff that was there is who I got. And the coaches were really great. And I just told them what I wanted to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And I need all of your input to be the best version of yourself to make our team be the best it can be. And then when I went to Mark, I went there in the spring. And so I was able to go over with them in more time. It wasn't so accelerated, but got my philosophy implanted with them. And then Commerce was the same thing. I went in the spring and was able to do spring workouts and teach the coaches what I wanted to get done.
Visiting with Terry Cron, who's going to be inducted into the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame a week from tomorrow, May 9th, at the Herd Center. Coach, talk a little bit about your state championships. Does one, and I'm gonna ask a tough question here. Does one mean more than the other? I mean, was there one where you went, you know what, we have no business winning one here or whatever? I mean, does one, maybe the first one? I don't know. Is one more special than the other?
But I can't answer that and say one over the other. They were all so special, and I do have different categories. The Bartlett one, my first one, we won the second year I was there. We went quarterfinals first year and then won it all the second year. And on for them, my wife and I call them the heart attack kids. We won games coming from behind right at the last, and they were just so awesome. They kept believing in themselves, and they were the heart attack kids or the cardiac kids, winning so many close ones. And then Mark, the 99 state championship team, we call the dominant kids. They dominated everybody. We even had some running clocks in the second half in some of our games, and we still scored around 60 points a game and gave up only 6 points a game. And they just dominated. They were the best 2A team I've ever seen. And I think we could have played in the 4A or 5A even. They were that good. And then the Commerce kids, I think we got the most out of them. They weren't the most talented, but we got the most out of them. And I was very proud of the fact that we were able to beat the LaGrange in the state championship. They were the returning state champions in 3A, and we were able to beat them right there in Waco. And so all were very special, and all were so fun to see the joy of the kids and the fans. And it was just, all three were just remarkable.
That 99 team, Coach, if my memory serves me correctly, we played that game at HEB Stadium, Hurst, Euless, Bedford,
Yes.
in a driving rainstorm, if my memory serves me correctly. And if I'm right, did that change your game plan at all?
It did some. And I never will forget Gerard King, who is an all-state offensive guard and linebacker, told me, he says, "Hey, Coach," right after we did our warm-ups, he says, "We're going to win this game. Look at them. They're all worried about the weather. And, we're a lot tougher than them, and we're going to win this." He told me that before the game, and I never will forget that. But, we didn't throw as much, but even though our first touchdown was about a 40-yard touchdown pass from Cron to our receiver in the end zone, and we knew that they loved to throw. They had a great quarterback, and he went on and played in college. And we just played our normal tough defense. Like I said, we only gave up 6 points a game, and in that state game, we gave up 1 touchdown. And so we just stuck to our game plan and took what we thought we could get from the opponent. Our offense would, read what was going on with their defense and try to audible if we needed to, or go ahead and run the play that was called. And our kids just did so well. We won that game. I think it was 40-7, the game you're talking about at HEB Stadium.
Yep, I had the pleasure to call that game on radio and absolutely loved it. The next year you played Salina at Texas Stadium, and that I know you didn't win that game, but man, that was an unbelievably good football game. Knockdown, drag out, wasn't it?
It really was, and what was so unique, I wish we could have played Salina the year before in '99. But they had a 40-game winning streak, and we had a 30-game winning streak. And so there were 70 consecutive games won between the two teams. And I knew it was going to be tough, but I really felt we could win if we did our very best. But their quarterback was very amazing, and he threw, I think, 3 of their touchdowns. They won 21-17 in a jam-packed stadium there at Texas Stadium, jam-packed for a 2A. I know there were well over 30,000, and watching these two really good teams go head-to-head against each other.
I know you've coached some great athletes in your illustrious career, but talk a little bit about Quan. He's a special kid. I call him a kid. He's a grown man, but he really is a special young man.
He really is. He always has been, and I got the privilege to watch him since he was in the 7th grade. When I first came there, he was a 7th grader. And I would, of course, at all the games, and just knew then, I said, this guy is very special. And he proved to be even more than that. He was miraculous. But Quan, coming from Mart, was like you said, we had some good athletes, but Quan probably is the best athlete in football that I've ever coached. And people like John Garrett, and I mentioned Gerard King, and several others were so good. But Quan went on and signed to the Oakland A's and or the Anaheim Angels in baseball, and then was there in the minors for 2 years, and told me if I'm not playing on weekends and on TV, that in a couple of years, I'm going to go back to football. And he did, and re-signed with Mac Brown at Texas, and had a miraculous career as a receiver and a punt and kick returner, and then went on to Cincinnati Bengals for a couple of years, and then to Denver Broncos. But he now is very successful. As you said, he's been on TV in Texas Longhorn Network, and he has his own business, and I'm just so proud of him and what he did when he played for me, and as much now as I see him as a grown man and very successful.
Terry, you also had the privilege to open up Timberview High School. Talk about that process and how that unfolded, and the difficulty of you didn't own a T-shirt, you didn't own a sock, you had to go start the thing from scratch.
Well, it was so funny, Tommy. When my first game to coach at Mansfield Timberview, the officials, after we did our warm-ups and they were walking back to their dressing room, it was a home game there at Newsom Stadium in Mansfield, and the officials were looking at me as they're walking. Of course, I knew a couple of them, and they made me laugh. They said, "We knew you were going to be hired here before you did." I said, "What?" And it said, Dr. Ray was our principal at Mansfield, and he was also a Fort Worth official. And he called my game when I was at Commerce against Pilot Point. It was the only game I was able to come out on top against G.A. Moore, the famous all-time great coach. And Dr. Ray said, these officials told them, I'm going to hire that guy. I love the way his team plays and what he's doing and his demeanor. And so they knew before I did, but I got a call when I was at Commerce, and it was, of course, going to a bigger school, and the pay was a lot better. And I never started a school from scratch. And I said, I've done a lot of things in Texas football. This would be a great opportunity to do something different and start a new school. And that's how it came about. And Debbie Weems, my athletic director, was so glad that she hired me. And I'm not bragging, but we did well enough in my years at Timberview, starting that school and building the foundation that they named a new athletic sports complex after me. And it's just so humbling when I go there for games and see my name up on that beautiful building. But it was a big challenge and something new. And I'm glad I was there. Our basketball teams have won state championships, both in boys and girls. We won state in girls track, and football, we went to the quarterfinals. And I'm just so thankful that I got to have that experience. Wasn't a state championship, but like at Round Rock, where my first head coaching job, it was a challenge, and I love the kids, and I love some of the things and the accomplishments that we were able to do.
Coach Lark Smith here. You mentioned that your very first head coaching job was at Round Rock. I'm going to guess you were an assistant coach somewhere before you took that head coaching job. And then after you left Round Rock, you were probably an assistant coach. Along that way, what staff were you on that helped you understand and learn how to win state championships?
Well, the first head coaching, first job was an assistant job, and I was fortunate enough to sign on with Coach Bill Bryant, and unfortunately, he just passed away a few months ago. And he was at Tulia, Texas, and like I said, I had lots of connections in West Texas as I was in younger years at Amarillo and Canyon. And Bill Bryant taught me so much, preparing, planning. He was such an organizer and a hard worker, and I learned so much from him. And then he went to Round Rock as a head coach, and he brought me, and I was able to be with him for 4 more years. So I coached him for 5 years and learned so much. And then Harold Hill came in from Jacksboro, and I learned so much from him and was an assistant for him, like you said. And then I became the head coach after he left. And then after I left Round Rock, I was an assistant at Liberty Hill. And the great thing about that, I was able to be the linebacker coach and receiver coach, and got to coach my son, Chris Cron. He was a linebacker, and got to coach my own son his senior year. And he was all Super Syntex linebacker that year. And then from Liberty Hill, I went to Leander High School and learned a lot there. And then the position opened up at Bartlett, and I said, well, I want to be a head coach again, and went there, like I told Tom, late in the summer, and got to coach there and do those things. But only 2 head coaches was Bill Bryant and Harold Hill, and I learned a lot from both of them.
Terry, final thought for you. Talk a little bit about your lovely wife, Leslie. And she's like the co-head coach, I think. And then she wrote that book, Gridiron Grace. It's available on Amazon. Talk a little bit about that and the partnership that you guys created, because she really was heavily involved in what you guys did. I mean, you guys were a team.
We really were. And she, when I came to Bartlett, they had a highlight video from the years that they won state in 1990. And I told my wife when we came there, I said, "You're going to have to make a highlight video." And she said, "What?" And she never had done that. But before that, she was, in the stands, like most fans or coaches' wives. And so I had her on the sidelines from Bartlett on all the way through my career. And she was on the sidelines filming to get the ground shots. And then, of course, we had the upstairs press box shots and end zone. And she was able to blend together all of that and put great music to it and made the highlight videos and recruited videos for players. And I've had many players go on to college and some in pros. But she is what I call my MVP, without a doubt. She is my guardian angel here on earth. She loves football and she just loves being involved and did such a great job for me all those years.
And again, the book is Gridiron Grace, and it's available on Amazon. What? Just in a thumbnail, what's the book about?
Well, I'll tell you. Here it is. I don't know if I can show it or not.
That's perfect.
That's Gridiron Grace by Leslie, and you can QR the whatever. I'm terrible on computers, but you can do that. I got a better one here, and get the book, and you get pictures with the QR code.
Mm-hmm.
You get pictures and interviews of people like you, Tommy, and other news organizations, and with the players and me. But it follows the book from the beginning to the end with the videos and pictures. The book doesn't have any pictures in it, but you can get them online. Amazon is where the book is at, and you can get it. It's only $20, and it's the story of our life from the time we met in college at Eastern New Mexico University. Leslie was on a music scholarship, and I was on a football scholarship, and we didn't know each other, but we ended up meeting and liking each other. And then 2 years later, after our sophomore year, we got married. And she's my right-hand man, my MVP, like I already said. And her love of the game, she wrote this book about our lives in Texas football. And she's got some great reviews, people who have read it. And so we're very excited about it. And it just tells our life from each school and what Texas football and how God has been in our lives and helped us get through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we had a lot of good that I'm so proud of.
And you should be. Coach, thank you. Thank you for your time today. Look forward to seeing you next Saturday at First Center. And I can't wait to watch you go into the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame.
And Tommy, before we leave, I just want to tell you, we appreciate you made the highlight videos so wonderful with your commentation and what you did. It means so much to us. And you're in the book on page 351 and several other times. Tommy Barfield, the voice was so wonderful. And like I said, Mac Brown said that her videos were the best of any that they got from all over the country.
Very nice. Thank you. Coach, thanks. See you Saturday.
See you Saturday, Tommy. Thank you.
That's Terry Cron, the head coach at Bartlett and Commerce and Martin. Lark, I mean, he was a cool cucumber. You know what I mean? Nothing really bothered him. Really, you'd watch him coach and it's nothing bothered him.
Yeah, well, that's part of the makeup of a coach of any kind. He's got to be able to kind of be that shark that's feeding through the water that kind of, just continues to see what's going on and interpolate it in their mind and then make decisions from there. I mean, they've got to make decisions on coaching staff who's going to be able to transfer to the players exactly what we're trying to do, and then also recognize the talent. Not only recognize the talent, but put the talent in the right spots.
Absolutely. So that'll be coming up next Saturday night at the I started to say the Farrell Center. Nope, we used to do it at the Farrell Center. Now it's at the Hurd Center. All right, we're going to take a break. We are brought to you in part today by Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store. Sally is waiting to help you with a Mother's Day gift. She'll do it today. You know what? A lot of rain. You got to get. Just not a whole lot going on. So go on by and see Sally at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Shopping Center. They opened this morning at 10, so they're ready to go right now. And they look forward to seeing you. That's Morrison's Gifts, 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Shopping Center. Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering.
This year, I made a New Year's resolution. I want every business to own a new copier from CTWP. Call me, Leroy the Copier Dog. Let's get you a copier delivered today. CTWP, your local copier company.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Shopping for insurance shouldn't feel like a guessing game or a root canal. At Barfield Sowell Insurance Group, we make it easy and maybe even a little fun. Need auto, home, life, or business insurance? We've got you covered. Literally. We work with multiple top-rated companies to find the right fit for you so you get great coverage at a price that won't make you wince. Because our goal is simple. The highest quality insurance at lowest price possible. Call Barfield Sowell Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Better coverage, better rates, better call them.
Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 until 2 or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycats mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
All right, we promised you that we would go over some of the high school and softball stuff that's going on in and around Central Texas, weather permitting. And a lot of these games have already been moved and pushed back to Saturday. They've gone to turf fields as opposed to the grass fields. So, Lark, what do you have for us? Get us up to date to this minute anyway.
All right, to the best of our knowledge, Midway is moving on to the next round after sweeping Rockwall Heath. Lake Belton also moving on to the next round in softball to take on Walnut Grove after sweeping West Mesquite. 5A Division II, Belton swept Mesquite Poteet. They're on to the regional round. Sealy knocked off China Spring. China Spring on in two games in 4A Division I, 4A Division II. Robinson won the one-game playoff with Caldwell. They'll get Silsbee next. 3A Division I. Troy and Franklin split their doubleheader, so they will play game 3 Monday at 6 o'clock at A&M Consolidated. In 3A Division II, Lexington took West out in two games. Thrall defeated McGregor 10-0. They're playing. They played yesterday, and I didn't get a score from yesterday. Moody and Axtell in softball. They split their 2 games, so they're going to play the 3rd game at Waco ISD's volleyball of softball fields. Sorry, Lark. Monday at 5 o'clock. Bosqueville and Riesel have split the first 2 games. They're going to play Saturday in Riesel at 6. Crawford swept Italy. They get Munster next. And Abbott took 2 out of 3 from Jonesboro and gets Strawn next. Moving over to high school baseball, Midway defeated Duncanville 10-3. They will play tonight at 7 o'clock in Duncanville, weather permitting. We haven't heard anything yet concerning whether we're going to play or not, but I'm pretty sure there are. Mesquite Horn defeated Temple 11-4. They're going to play another game today. Lake Belton and Midlothian have split their first 2 games. They're going to play Saturday in Glen Rose at 1 o'clock. Corsicana knocked off University in 2 straight games. Belton defeated Midlothian Heritage 5-0. They're going to play a doubleheader Saturday at Lake Belton starting at 1 o'clock. China Spring lost the first of the best of 3 to Lampasas 12-2. They're going to play a doubleheader Saturday at 1 o'clock in Gerald. Gatesville took 2 out of 3 from Marble Falls. They lost the first game, took the next 2. And so Gatesville moves on to the next round. Robinson had a late date with Burnett last night, won 11-1. So they're going to play a doubleheader Saturday in West.
Correct.
And then you've got Salado beating Lorena 5-3. They're going to play the doubleheader Saturday in Temple, 3A Division I. Troy took 2 straight from Palmer. They're on to the next round. Grandview and Whitney split the first 2 games. They're going to play Saturday to decide it at 11 o'clock in Alvarado. Groesbeck defeated Rockdale in the first game. A doubleheader is coming up today at 5 o'clock in Caldwell. Academy took care of Fairfield 7-2. They're going to play in Mumford at 6 o'clock tonight. It was Scurry Rosser taking 2 from Clifton. The Cubs are knocked out of the postseason. Rogers over Teague 3-0. Saturday they're going to play in Madisonville. West took 2 from Maypearl, so West is on to the next round. Bosqueville took 2 from Hyco. They get Axtell next, as Axtell knocked off Itasca in 2 straight, so it's Axtell and Bosqueville playing each other in the next round of the postseason.
That's going to be a humdinger.
That's going to be a humdinger. Going to be a great series.
Yep.
Riesel knocked out by Rio Vista. Crawford and Lipan split their first 2 games. They're going to decide it tonight at 7 in Glen Rose. Valley Mills took the first 2 from Grayson, so they get Dawson next. Dawson took out Italy in 2 straight, so it's also Dawson versus Valley Mills in the next round. Mart and Frost split a doubleheader. They're going to decide that one at Waco's Veterans Field Saturday at 7:30. And in 1A, it was Oglesby taking 2 straight from Bluffdale, and Abbott taking 2 straight from Covington. So Abbott and Oglesby meet each other in the next round.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and look ahead to next week. Next week's going to be fun, and we'll do that when we continue in just a moment. We're brought to you in part by Benchmark Construction, benchmarkc3.com. That's the website where you can learn more. We're talking about specializing in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. Check out David and his team at Benchmark.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
When disaster strikes, you need a team you can trust. At Benchmark, we specialize in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. With over 30 years of experience, our experts provide forensic architecture, engineering, and environmental consulting to ensure every project is handled with precision and care. From damage assessment to full reconstruction, Benchmark delivers technical expertise and an unmatched client experience every step of the way. Visit benchmarkc3.com to learn more.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatments, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
This year, I made a New Year's resolution. I want every business to own a new copier from CTWP. Call me, Leroy the Copier Dog. Let's get you a copier delivered today. CTWP, your local copier company.
All right, we're back on the program. I was just thinking about this. I don't know which one I find the most intriguing. On May 1st, 1931, the Empire State Building opened. On May 1st, 1971, it's the launch of Amtrak. But I believe on this date in 1952 may be it for me. The very first Mr. Potato Head was sold.
And that was before your time or my time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there you go. All right, coming up on the program next week, we will visit with, we're going to have a little baseball on Monday. We'll visit with Keith Moreland, who will be calling the Big 12 championships out in Surprise, Arizona.
Surprise.
Yep. Jeff Wilson will join us, talk some Ranger baseball. Steve Sebesta will be on the program on Tuesday talking Troy Trojan baseball. Bryce Cherry on the program as well. Shehan Jayaraja on Wednesday joins us from CBS Sports. Kyle Yeomans talks Cowboy football on Wednesday. Thursday, it's Jones Mitchell. And as promised, we're going to have a visit with Quan Cosby. Quan's in Scotland right now. I can't wait to hear Quan talk about the food in Scotland. Friday, I'm not sure what we're going to do on Friday. I do know this. We're going to have Kendall Rogers from D1 Baseball. I think, and you may agree or disagree, but I know we got Baseball America. We got all these other publications that cover college baseball and professional baseball. But I think D1 is the best.
It covers college baseball the best, especially Division I baseball.
Right.
I mean, Kendall started this thing back when you and I were doing play-by-play at Baylor, and we both thought, online service for D1 baseball, how long can that last? Well, it's lasted about 20, 25 years now.
Yeah, and it's an elite program.
Absolutely.
It really is. And I'm telling you, when you look at their projections of who's going to get into the NCAA tournament,
they're usually
they're spot on.
Yep.
They are spot on. A lot of times they're really good on, they project what tournament you're going to. You're going to go to the Austin Regional or the College Station Regional or the Baton Rouge Regional. They're accurate. I mean, they don't get it 100% right. I mean, they can't, excuse me?
Nobody does.
Yeah. They can't read the NCAA minds. Boy, I wish we all could, or any of us could for that matter, but they're very good at that. So we'll have Kendall on the program on Friday. And then of course, Saturday's the big night. We'll have the banquet for the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. So we got a big week next week. And then Sunday's Mother's Day. So there you go. Next week, we're going to give away some more tickets to the Hall of Fame banquet. So be close. We'll tell you how you can win those on Monday. So there you go. All right. Great week. A lot of fun. We ran a little bit long today, just 15 minutes.
15 minutes? What's
15 minutes? It's our show. We can do whatever we want. Yeah. He's Lark. I'm Tom. Thanks for watching. See you.